Hello everyone, welcome to a very late card design Thursday. But as I told you earlier in the week, my week has been so chaotic and so much going on this week. I think my kids have lost their minds. Anyway, so I wanted to do this card for you today, and you can see some bits and pieces here. And I am just in love with this little stamp set, both of them, that I got from Gareth. From Create at Home with G. Now, I do think he has some of these left, but I'm not sure. So, Gareth, when you see this, you can let us know. But it's this festive Christmas stamp. It's the one with the poinsettias and the pine cone and the holly. And then this one right here, it's called Winter. I'm just going to say Winter. And it is just lovely, too. So, I'm using those cards. And I'm doing a card that is similar to one that I saw by Sam, who's Mixed Up Craft here on YouTube. And so many of my new subscribers are new crafters. And they wanted some easier cards to do. And I love the idea behind Sam's card. But if you don't have like all the gadgets and stuff, it's kind of hard to do. And it's a lot of cutting involved. So I tried to sit down and I created my own little version of this card. Now, it was a gatefold card that had a easel. It turned into an easel card. And this is it right. This is what I created. I created a little envelope easel card. So basically, you have a little belly band here that holds it on. And then I folded it so it would be like an envelope, and you open it up like this, and open it up like this, and then this stands up right here. And so, another reason I didn't do it the way she did it is because I didn't have any 12 by 12 paper in the colors that I wanted. So, I improvised. And it's a little bit smaller card than she did, but I really like the way that it turned out. I just think it is so cute. So, let's get hopping on here, and I'll show you how I did it. Before it's time to have Thursday Night Live, which will probably be a few minutes delayed. So if you watch this before that, you'll know. Okay, so we're just going to put this back on. So what you're going to need is your card base. And this is just a regular card base that's 8.5 by 5.5. So we're going to turn it on the 8.5 side. And then I'll show you the rest of it in just a minute. And I can't even find my score tool right now, so I'm just using my little pokey tool, and it'll work. I've been doing it. So on the 8.5 inch side, here, let me move this down. You're going to score a little bit more. You're going to score at 2.5. Okay. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3 at 6.5. I think that's right. Yep. At 6.5. Okay, and then that's all the scoring that you need to do on that. So then we're just going to fold it, and this creates the little envelope effect. Okay, now for the middle part, we're going to need a strip of paper that's 11 inches by 3 5/8. Okay, it's just a little shy of 3 5/8. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this right here, and you know this is going to be 5.5, and so I want that to be scored right there. I may do a little trimming off of it later, but I'll let you see. So we're going to score that at 5.5. Okay, and that is going to give us our little middle section right here. And it's just a little long, but that's okay. I can trim that off if I need to. And then we're going to take, after it's scored at 5.5, let me make sure this is right. We're going to take 1/2 of it. We're going to put it in our board, and it's at 5.5. And we're going to turn around and score this piece at 2.5. Okay? Everybody with me? So this is going to fold up, and this is going to become our easel card. So we're going to attach this to the top of our card like this in just a moment. Then we're going to have some mats for the sides. The mats are 5 1/4. The long ones here are 5 1/4 by 2 5/8. And the middle mat is 5, wait a minute, I gotta make that right. Oh, excuse me, these are 5 5/8. And these are 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay? So that is all the scoring and stuff we need. And then I'm just going to put this away for right now. And let's get on with our card. Okay, so I'm going to fold this up. And we're going to mat our mats first. So we have a red mat and we have our other mat. And the paper I'm just using is some paper that I had in my stash. I kind of dug it out. I was looking for Christmas paper and I don't have a whole lot left, and I found this. So what we're going to do is take our art glitter glue and we're just going to mat this. And just kind of eyeball and get it right in the center. Okay? And then we're going to take our top mat and glue this. And we're just going to make sure it's turned upside right. And then we're just going to kind of eyeball that and put that in the center. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing for this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the mats on. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put one here and one here. So when I finish that, I'll be back. Alright everyone, I have my papers on. Now I did tell you wrong about one thing. Okay, so I gave you the correct measurements. You score at 2.5 and 6.5. However, this side is smaller than this side, so your paper needs to be, this is 2 inches right here. So your paper needs to be 1 7/8 inch for the bottom mat. And then I think I did 1 3/4 for the small mat, width-wise. The length-wise is the same. This would be, this is 5 1/2, so the bottom mat would be 5 3/8, and this one is 5 I think it 5 1/4. Okay, so I apologize for that. Alright, so now we're going to do our inner mat, which is this right here. There's a piece we cut in the middle, and we're going to glue the bottom half on to the card. This is your base. So like I said, the idea came from Sam from Mixed Up Craft. But, you know, we all like to put our own little touches on here. And I thought this would be a whole lot easier than having to cut different score lines and different things like that. And plus, I didn't have any 12 by 12 paper. Alright, so just make sure that's even at the top. That's why I like to use wet glue. You have maneuver time. So that is all in. And then very carefully, I'm going to use some Love Letter Red here. And I'm just going to go ink the sides. I know I should have done this beforehand. So if you make this card and you use the colors that basic colors that I'm using, make sure you ink your card first, because it's a whole lot easier than waiting and possibly making a mess, which thank goodness I didn't do that. Alright. Okay, so we got that. Then the next thing we're going to do is to put some little bits and pieces on our things here. Now these are the lovely stamps from Gareth, the ones that I showed you in the very beginning. And should be one more little thing for our belly band. Here it is. Okay, so this is one that I colored earlier for the belly band. And this is a beautiful little bird that came on the other one. So pretty. Now, this afternoon, my little one, Laura, wanted to help me color, and I had these already cut out, and I stopped to go make lunch for everybody, and unbeknownst to me, she decided she was going to color my stamped images. Well, lo and behold, to me, I decided I'm going to use these because look at this. This is pretty darn good. And the reason I found out she was coloring it is because she came to me crying because she said she made a mistake. And apparently she colored some of the leaves red. And I said, well, just color it over, because at this point I'm thinking I'm just going to restamp these and do them over. But then I came over and looked at the leaves and the depth of color that she got in this. And I asked her what she did, and she said, I colored over it with green. And I said, which green did you use? She said, I used all of them. And so this is a 4-year-old, guys. Look at this. I was stunned. She did a beautiful job. I mean, yes, she went outside the lines, but I'm going to be fussy cutting these out anyway. But I told her I was going to tell everybody that she did these because I did not do them. She did them. And so I just think it was lovely. She got depths of color. I don't know what she did. Okay, y'all, we just used cheap dollar store coloring pencils on these because when the kids are out, I don't bring my good stuff out anyway. But she actually colored in red into the pine cone, and then she colored in light brown, and then she colored in dark brown. And what I noticed she was doing was going every other one, dark, light, dark, light. I mean, amazing. So the kids got some talent here. And so I told her I was going to brag on her, and I am. All right. And so then I used one of the stamps, the same stamp sets. It was this one right here with a bird on it, and did Merry Christmas. Now I got that little shadow image. This was something that I saw Gigi last year, and I stamped the Merry Christmas. I used my stamp positioner, and I stamped Merry Christmas in black, and then I just moved it over a hair. I wiped off the ink, the black ink off, and then laid it back down on my stamp positioner, and just moved it over a smidgen, and picked it back up, and then re-inked it with the red. So I really love how that came out. So, and then we just got some scrap paper just to mount some stuff. So I'm going to fussy cut these out because I am not a good fussy cutter, especially on camera. And then I will be back. Okay, guys, so I am back. That wasn't too bad. So the hardest one to cut was the holly branch. And, you know, basically, when you have little things like this and you make a mistake, the best thing you can do is take a black ink pen. That's why I left everything in here. And I'm just going to go through here and color in the black line a little bit. It really is easier than an ink pad on this small stuff. And just make some lines here. Color that in. And you're good. Okay. Same thing for this. The little pine bough. Now this one actually came out pretty good. But I'll just take my pen, and in between those little white spaces, I'm just making little branches with it. I'm just sticking it in there and filling it in a little bit. Okay? Alright, so then next we're going to put the card together. Now, we're going to lay this down here. I find it's easier to do flat. And I find I want to lay my pieces out first to see where I want them. So I think I might want this up here. Remember, you're not going to glue anything above this score line. So I'm going to put maybe that there. I'm just going to lay it all out first to see what I like best. And I think I might put that there. And just remember, you don't want anything to come over your score line where your card folds. And I like the little bird tucked in like that. And the little pine bough maybe coming down like this. It's kind of like I had my other one, but I played around with that for a long time. And then have the little pine cone coming out something like that. So the best thing to do is just start laying it down. It's nothing but glue and paper, and I can do it over. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. I'm not putting anything on this top piece yet because I want to know where it hits first. Because you certainly don't want to glue down something on the top, then it won't stand up. So I'm just going to be very careful and lay that down here like so. And if you want to test it, you just hold it up and make sure that, this is not glued down. Okay. And then I just play with mine, really. And I'm just tucking the little bird in somewhere. I really like the little branch tucked into the leaves so that it looks like it's all natural and part of it. I kind of like that, even though it's covering up some of the flower. Let's do it down there lower. Yep, I like that. So what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm just going to put some glue on the back. And y'all, I stamped out my flower on the cover of the paper pad. This paper that I found, it was from Recollections. And I made a mistake and put glue too high. I'm going to have to hold that till it dries so it doesn't glue down. Just going to try very hard not to press on it. Okay. I got talking. Forgot what I was doing. Okay, there we go. Just make sure that it stands up each and every time if you're going near the top. And then I'm going to slip this little pine branch underneath here, I think, like so. And that's a little low. So maybe I'll do it from this side. Nope. There we go. Tuck them in amongst the leaves. I like this layered look. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be one of my go-to stamp sets for the Christmas season because I really love it. And it's very difficult for me to fussy cut sometimes because of my hands. And this really isn't that hard of a thing to fussy cut. So I think I'm going to tuck the pine cone back there. This takes a little time, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay. So you got that lovely layered look like this. Alright, so then we're going to take our sentiment, and I went ahead and matted it. I made this one a little smaller because I don't know if I will, but I might want to go back and add something to the sides, but I like this right here. So I'm just going to glue that down. And I did put the Merry Christmas up on foam dots. So I'm just going to try to put this where I want it and center this. Well, that was not quite centered. There we go. Get back over here where I want you. Okay. And there you go. There's that part. And you can write your sentiment or your message up here, or you can write it here if you want to. But I just like that. Now, let's do the belly band. So, I'm just going to take about an inch strip, maybe, or 1.25 inches, maybe. Not very big. Yeah, I think maybe an inch. And I'm going to go from the back side. Let's see how, I don't need this much paper, so I think I'm going to cut just a little bit of it off. Okay. And I'm going to lay this here. Now you want to wrap it around kind of loose. You don't want it to be too tight. You want it to hold, but you don't want it to be so tight that you can't move it. So just wrap it around loosely like that. See if it will slide. Alright. And then I'm just going to put just a tiny bit of glue here. You really don't want to put too much glue on it because you don't want it to squish out on your card. And the belly band won't move at all. Okay? So then we're just going to take our little poinsettia here, the extra one that we colored, and I'm just going to put some glue in the middle and stick that down there. And there you go. We have 2 cards here. And then I think when I did on this one, I just took a few little clear stickles and I just went in the middle. Just did a little highlighting here where the highlight shades are. And talk about highlighting, y'all, this is a perfect stamp set for beginners that don't color a lot or haven't colored. Because if you can tell, it's got gorgeous highlighting already in it. So head on over to Create at Home with G. I know that you're going to love this stamp set as much as I'm loving it. And give this card a try. And also, my little Laura, she wanted to make one, so she took my scraps and she made one like this. This is just an A2 size card. Isn't that cute the way that looks though? And she colored another one and put it up there, and I did stamp the Merry Christmas for her, so she made that one too. I thought that was really cute. And our other card, stunning. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back with Thursday Night Live at about 7:15. So thanks, see you soon. Oh, wait, before you leave, I forgot to mention that our color combo challenge for Gareth for the month of August, if you want to create a card as well and pin it on his Create at Home and G Facebook page, is yellow, orange, and brown. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.